Yeah, back to the front. You will do what I say when I say back to the front. Yeah, disposable heroes. Oh, hey. Um, welcome back, I guess, to my show. I'm Hellhound, or if you prefer to call me horror metal, like some people insist on doing, that's fine too. Well, since I'm here, I might as well do a movie review. And I just happen to have Poltergeist right next to my couch. How about that? What are the odds? Yeah. Okay, I won't do that. But anyway, last time I reviewed The Lost Boys, and I forgot to mention the sequels, The Tribe and The Thirst. Basically, if you're a Corey Feldman fan, check them out, but they're not really that great. They can't live up to the original, it was just so 80s, and, they just couldn't recapture that magic, But, I applaud them for trying. I admire their valiant effort. And I also made a mistake. One time in the video, I accidentally said Sam instead of Michael when I really meant Michael. I know the difference. Michael's the older one. Sam's the younger brother. I accidentally said Sam's the one who follows the girl named Star. I just got the name mixed up. I very well know the difference. I've been watching that movie for years. It was just like the equivalent of a typo. Just a mistake. But anyway, let's review Poltergeist. They're here. Oh yes, Poltergeist. Came out in 1982. It's one of my favorite movies, my favorite horror films. Probably my favorite haunted house movie. Right up there with Amityville Horror. The Shining, if that counts. More of a haunted hotel, but one of my favorite ghost movies, nonetheless. But yeah, anyway, let's dig right in. Basically, the Freeling family has just bought a new home in the suburbs, and things turn sour pretty quickly. We have Steve Freeling, played by Craig T. Nelson. We have Diane Freeling, played by Jo Beth Williams, and their kids. The oldest daughter is played by Dominique Dunne, who's best known as the younger sister of Griffin Dunne, who's best known for playing Jack in American Werewolf in London. Now, Dominique, I'm not going to spend the whole review talking about the so-called Poltergeist curse, but look it up after you watch this video if you're already familiar with it. But pretty much a lot of deaths and weird occurrences plagued the franchise, even the sequels. Dominique Dunne was murdered shortly after this movie was filmed by her by her boyfriend, who, she was murdered. He killed her. Very sad. Also, the main girl, the youngest daughter, Carol Freeling, played by Heather O'Rourke. She had a fatal disease, which eventually took her life as well. Also very, very tragic, especially since she was so young. But she did live long enough to film, to appear in the two sequels. I think she actually died before the third one was released in theaters. So, yeah, really sad. There's a lot of other weird things surrounding it as well, but I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, I also have the other brother, the only brother, the only son of the Freelings, played by Oliver Robbins. I forgot the kid's name, but anyway, it's not really that important. But anyway, all kinds of strange occurrences. It just starts out as like some innocent things like furniture and plates and stuff moving around in the zones. Then it starts to get a little more destructive. The TV starts turning on by itself and starts communicating with Carol Ann, again, the youngest daughter, of the Freeling children. And eventually she gets captured by these spirits who basically want to use her to find their way back into the world of the living. They're basically like in a kind of another dimension, so to speak. So the Freelings enlist the help of some paranormal investigators who specialize in this sort of thing. 3 of them show up at the house. More strange crap occurs. One of them, the guy, paranormal investigators, looks at his reflection in the mirror. After a piece of meat seems to come to life, he looks at his reflection in the mirror and his face starts decaying, like, rapidly. Like, starts peeling the flesh off his face till it's nothing but a skull. It's a really cool effect, actually. You can tell how it's done, obviously, but it's pretty cool. And that scene always stuck with me when I saw it from a young age. This movie never really scared me. The part at the end with some of the corpses coming out of their coffins, like during the rain when the mom, Jo Beth Williams, Diane, is like running through the yard, like all kinds of corpses coming down. That scene kind of gave me the creeps when I was little, but nothing really scared me, not like some of the other movies I saw at the time. I thought it was a fun little flick. It's actually rated PG, so it's kind of like a family movie. You can definitely tell Steven Spielberg's influence here, even though it was directed by Tobe Hooper, who's I don't need to explain why he's one of the best horror directors. He did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Poltergeist, of course, The Fun House, which I think is kind of underrated, and lots of other great ones. What happened? He used to make really good movies. He hasn't really done anything in a while, but it doesn't matter. His past catalog speaks volumes about what a great director he is anyway. But yeah, this movie just has a lot of great scenes. There's, of course, the tree and the clown. Actually one of those did kind of scare me. I think it was the tree. Kind of freaked me out, but didn't give me nightmares or lose sleep or anything. I'm not afraid of clowns, so that part didn't scare me either. I thought it was really cool. Most of the things in this movie are really cool, especially when it finally reveals the Beast, as they call it at the end, which is the main evil force that lurks in the house. It's really cool. But anyway, back to the story. The paranormal investigators aren't really working out, so they call upon the help of Zelda Rubinstein, who plays Tangina. So this is a short little woman with a really weird, high-pitched, squeaky voice. You'll instantly recognize her, and you'll see what I'm talking about. She actually passed away a few years ago as well, but, I mean, that's not really part of the Poltergeist curse. I mean, she was already old, and, A lot of these actors, were kind of older, some of the ones in the sequel. I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, research it on your own, because I don't want to spend the whole video talking about that. But yeah, she's really knowledgeable in this area, and she does a lot of good. She helps them get Carol Ann back, and and that leads them to the climax. The real estate agent who sold him the house and was wanting to help develop the neighborhood. Blah 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 blah. Played by James Karen from Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, they have a scene where, Craig T. Nelson grabs him by the collar. He's like, "You moved the graves, but you didn't move the bodies, did you?" I just love that whole thing. Yeah, basically that's what happened. They moved a cemetery, but they just moved the graves and left the bodies where they were buried, and they built a neighborhood on top of it. A nice suburban neighborhood. And so that's why strange occurrences happen. Not really sure why they picked the one house, but, whatever, who cares. And Bo is expanded upon and kind of overcomplicated in the sequels. This one was just, kind of the simple story. It was built on a burial ground, and the spirits are now pissed off. And the sequels kind of, go into more backstory, and it kind of makes things a little convoluted, but I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, this is a very good movie, very good spooky little ghost story, got some good special effects, some good acting, just a great storyline. I can really relate to the parents, because they're all just normal people. They feel like a real family. The acting's really solid, and they're very believable. The parents have a scene where they're just smoking pot and talking about their kids, and it just it just seems so real. It doesn't seem like I'm watching a movie. It seems like I'm watching a real family. They just did a very good job. All the children actors are very good. Heather O'Rourke in particular gives a very convincing performance despite her young age. As well as Oliver Robbins, the son. It is a very tragic what happened to Dominique Dunn, and her boyfriend murdered her. And watching this movie just makes me always think of that. But anyway, yeah, Poltergeist from 1982, directed by Tobe Hooper. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Great movie. I'm sure there's something I forgot to mention, but the highlights for me are, definitely the face peeling scene, the evil tree coming alive, and the evil clown doll taking a life of its own going into the bed. Which were done a lot better than the braces coming to life scene in the sequel, which I'll get to in a minute. Yeah, that's Poltergeist. Check it out. I recommend it. You could trust your old buddy Hellhound to suggest some of the great movies. Yeah, it's followed by two sequels. We have Poltergeist 2 and 3. I guess Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. Yeah, they're back, and he's found her. Yeah, so... Now, the first movie's way better than these two follow-ups. Poltergeist 3 being my least favorite, but I will say that Poltergeist 2 introduced the character of Reverend Henry Kane, played by Julian Beck, and he's one of the creepiest villains you will ever see. Wow, I mean, he makes the movie. His performance is so bone-chilling, and he's barely even in the movie. He has maybe maybe 5 minutes, if that, screen time. Maybe 10 minutes tops. He actually died during filming. He knew that he was going to die. He had an illness, and it made him look a lot older than he was. He was only 59, but he looked like he was about 90. Very, very creepy looking old man. And he definitely used that to his advantage. I really applaud him for that. Like, he knew he was dying, he knew he was sick, but like he just used all those qualities to give a truly creepy, frightening performance. God rest his soul, rest in peace. This was like, I think there's maybe one other film released after this, but I'm pretty sure this is the last film that he ever filmed. But yeah, Poltergeist 2, The Other Side, is great just because of that. The Freelings return without Dominique Dunne, of course. She was murdered. They don't even really mention her, I don't think, unless maybe they say she went off to college. I don't think they do, but I could be wrong on that. I haven't seen these movies in a while. That's my biggest flaw. I don't watch these movies before I review them, which is probably something I should do. Yeah, they return. They move away. I think they're living with Diane's sister or brother or something. I don't know. This is a review of the first movie. I'm just like mentioning the sequels at the end. So my facts not like that be completely straight. But the spirits follow her, and they discover that it's Carol Ann. It wasn't the house. It was all about Carol Ann. Henry Kane, the creepy reverend I mentioned, who makes the movie. He's one of the best horror villains I've ever seen. Though he wasn't in it enough because he died before filming, and they had to replace him with like a stand-in and other weird creatures that he turned into, and it just wasn't the same. It could have been so much better if they had more scenes with him. And I heard there was actually a deleted scene in which he interacts with Tangina, which would have been awesome. It's like, why didn't they include it in the finished product? That should have been in the final version. Tangina's in the movie too, played again by Zelda Rubinstein. But that would have been so awesome if those two would have had a face-off. But yeah, decent follow-up. It's a great sequel. I give the first movie probably a 10 out of 10, for what it is. Second one, probably a 7. Probably deserves a 7, but I'd give it an 8 just because Henry Kane alone, one of the creepiest villains. He's right there with the tall man from Poltergeist. Is one of the most eerie and ominous presences ever in a horror film. God, truly great villain. I can't praise his performance enough. But and then Poltergeist 3, my least favorite. I love how it takes place in a high-rise apartment building. I thought that was cool. Carol Ann, played again by Heather O'Rourke, which I guess was her last role. She actually died before this was released. Very sad. She's now living with her aunt and uncle, played by Nancy Allen and Tom Skerritt. In an apartment building. I guess it's her cousin, their daughter, who she's with, and her boyfriend. They throw a party, and chaos ensues. Now, they got some other actor to play Henry Kane in this, and they never really show his face, very good. He's always obscured by shadows or something. But really, they should have just left him out completely, because, they can't do it without Julian Beck. Don't even try. I mean, his presence was sorely missed here. It would have been so much better. But it's not anybody's fault. It's not his fault or anything. It's not their fault. But they should have just kept the character out completely, because the other actors doesn't do it justice, and they don't even barely show him. It's what's the point? Poltergeist 3 is definitely my least favorite, but it still has some pretty good strong points. I have to watch it again to get a full review. Maybe I'll review both of these. Get a separate video, because really this is a review for the first movie from 1982. Check out Poltergeist. Check out the sequels as well to see what what else what Carol Ann went through after her spooky adventure with the spirits in the first movie. If you want to see the backstory of convoluted a little bit, though Henry Kane was awesome. He was a great addition to the series. He actually makes me want to watch Part 2 even more than Part 1. That's how great he was, despite Part 1 being the better movie. Check him out. You won't be disappointed. But, that's Poltergeist. I'm sure I left a lot out. There's probably a lot more I could say, but I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet, so to speak, even though I've already talked a little bit way too long, like I always do. But I will say, avoid the remake like the plague. It sucks. It was just a typical modern-day rehash of the original. It showed some promise at first, but then it just showed that it was a generic, by-the-numbers, typical remake, typical Hollywood, or now they're calling it reboot. Oh no, now they're calling it recalculation. They just keep coming up with new terms every time because of the stigma attached to the word remake. They're all remakes, or better yet, they're all rehashes. So stop making them. Come with some original ideas, Hollywood. Get creative. Avoid it, because all it does is just take all the great scenes to the original and poorly reenact them as if just crossing it off of a checklist, saying, "Oh yeah, we did the face melting scene. Oh, evil tree, yeah, we did it quickly and poorly with crappy CGI." Anyway, yeah, avoid the remake. Definitely see the original. It rocks. All right, guys. Well, I'm Hellhound. Thank you for watching my show, and I'll see you during my next review. All right, keep it horror.